All arrangements in place for third phase Lok Sabha elections in 116 constituencies tomorrow. Preparations complete for third phase election in 4 constituencies of Assam. Poll officials reaches their respective polling stations. Election Commission of India orders repoll in 3 northeastern states of Manipur, Arunachal and Assam. Security beefed up for polling in East Tripura Lok Sabha seat tomorrow. And in sports, Shiva Thapa of Assam makes winning start in Asian Boxing Championships. Good evening and welcome to the Northeast News. This is Hansraj and now the news in details. All arrangements are in place for tomorrow's polling for the third phase of Lok Sabha elections. 116 constituencies spread over 13 states and 2 union territories are going to polls in this phase. Voting will take place for all 26 constituencies in Gujarat, 20 in Kerala, 14 each in Maharashtra and Karnataka, 10 in Uttar Pradesh, 7 in Chhattisgarh, 6 in Odisha, 5 each in Bihar and West Bengal, 4 in Assam, 2 in Goa, 1 each in Jammu and Kashmir, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu and Tripura. The political fate of several prominent leaders of various parties will be decided in this phase. BJP President Amit Shah, Congress Chief Rahul Gandhi, Samajwadi Party leader Mulayam Singh Yadav and RJD leader Sharad Yadav are among them. In Assam, all preparations have been made by the district administrations for smooth polling in the third and last phase of Lok Sabha elections to 4 constituencies. Adequate security measures have been taken to ensure peaceful polling. Voting in this phase will be held in Guwahati, Borpeta, Dhuburi and Kokrajhar constituencies. Nearly 75 lakh voters will decide the political fate of 54 candidates. There would be 147 all-women polling stations to be managed by women officials. Webcasting and video recording would be done at few booths. 436 micro-observers have been deployed in this phase. Polling parties have started their journey to the polling stations. BJP and its allies, AGP and Bodoland People's Front, Congress, AIUDF, UPPL are prominent parties in the fray. 2 balloting units are to be used in Guwahati constituency as there is a provision for 16 candidates all in single balloting unit while there are 17 candidates contesting for the constituency. Ahead of the Phase 3 and final general elections in Assam to be held tomorrow on Tuesday, polling materials were distributed to the polling personnel at Maniram Dewan Trade Center in Guwahati. Election arrangements have been completed, including security for Guwahati Parliamentary Constituency. Speaking to Doordarshan News, District Election Officer and Deputy Commissioner of Kamrup Metro District Bishwajit Pegu said that 59 polling stations have been identified as critical polling stations under Kamrup Metro District and security arrangement has been made accordingly. Of the total 9,577 polling stations in 4 constituencies, namely Guwahati, Borpeta, Kokrajhar and Dhuburi under Phase 3, 2,592 polling stations fall under Guwahati Parliamentary Constituency. It is to be mentioned here that nearly 75 lakhs electorates will decide the fate of 54 candidates in the fray, out of which Guwahati HPC accounts for over 21 lakh electorates who will decide the fate of 17 candidates. Manipur Chief Electoral Officer P.K. Singh announced that repolling will be held for 12 polling stations of Lok Sabha in Manipur Parliamentary Constituency on April 24th as approved by Election Commission of India. Addressing a press meet at Imphal today, P.K. Singh stated that repoll will be held in polling stations where complaints of election rigging were raised. He said after scrutiny by concerned authorities, repoll has been granted at 5 polling stations of Hengaung constituency, 1 polling station in Tongju constituency, 4 polling stations in Kairav constituency and 2 polling stations in Andhra constituency. P.K. Singh also stated that arrangements are all set to conduct Lok Sabha Ina Manipur Parliamentary Constituency election on April 24th. He further said the concerned returning officer has been directed to make necessary arrangements for the repoll. The police department also will make appropriate security arrangements for the conduct of repoll. In Arunachal Pradesh, the Election Commission has decided to conduct a repoll in 18 more polling stations of 2 districts, Kradadi and Kurung Kume, due to various reasons. Addressing media persons in Itanagar today, the Additional Chief Electoral Officer Kanki Darang said the repolls will be conducted on April 27th between 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. He said among these 2 districts, repolls will be held in 9 polling stations of Kradadi and 9 polling stations of Kurung Kume districts. However, in Amsukpinja polling station, the polling will be conducted for assembly seat only because the EVM control unit for the same was damaged. However, parliamentary EVM control unit was intact. Recently, on April 20th, repolling was conducted in 19 polling stations of 8 districts of the state. Repoll also ordered for 5 polling stations of Assam, including 4 in Karimganj constituency and 1 in Difu constituency. The election will be held on April 24th. Making an emphatic call for peaceful voting, Tripura Chief Electoral Officer Sriram Taranikanta on Sunday said the state election machinery will ensure foolproof security to the voters and polling personnel. The state always has a tradition of high turnout in the election, and this must be continued in the election to East Tripura Lok Sabha constituency, he said while speaking to the media on Sunday. The CEO said additional central paramilitary forces have already arrived in Agartala to perform election-related duty, and there will be enough security at polling booths and its vicinity. Out of the total polling booths of East Tripura Lok Sabha seats, central forces would be deployed for 85 polling stations to ensure free, fair and peaceful elections, he said.
टेबल और 2 चेयर ही रह सकता है, उससे ज्यादा और एक शामियाना रह सकता है और एक ही फ्लैग और एक ही फेस्टून होना चाहिए. उससे अगर ज्यादा कहीं दिखा है तो कड़ी से कड़ी एक्शन.
Keeping eye on the upcoming third phase polls scheduled to be held tomorrow in the East Tripura parliamentary seat, security is all beefed up. Addressing media today in a press conference at police headquarters, DGP A.K. Shukla said security measures are tightened to avoid any kind of hustle held during the West Tripura parliamentary seat. As the campaign for the East Tripura parliamentary seat has ended, Section 144 is already imposed, which culminates the moving of more than 5 people in a group with weapons. He said the international border with Bangladesh is already sealed and border with Assam and Mizoram is also sealed to avoid any illegal intrusion. The DGP also said 42 more companies of CRPF along with Tripura State Rifles and Civil Police will be deployed across the entire East Tripura parliamentary constituency jurisdiction. However, the polling personnel have already dispatched to their respective polling booths after receiving the EVM and VVPAT machines.
154 sensitive clusters.
The death toll in yesterday's serial blast in Sri Lanka has risen to 290, with more than 500 people injured. As many as 32 foreign nationals, including 5 Indians, are among those killed. Sri Lankan government has said that a local religious group, National Tawhid Jamaat, is behind the attack. 24 local suspects have been arrested across the country. President Maithripala Sirisena announced the appointment of a special committee led by a retired Supreme Court judge to investigate the attacks and submit its report within 2 weeks. Meanwhile, Sri Lankan government has imposed emergency provisions under terrorism prevention from midnight and sought international help to probe into foreign support for the attacks held yesterday. The decision of emergency was taken at a meeting of the National Security Council to empower the security forces and to ensure public security. The meeting also decided to declare tomorrow as a national day of mourning. The Congress party has accused the ruling BJP of violating the Model Code of Conduct as well as violating the voting rights of the people of Andhra Kendra during the election for Inner Manipur parliamentary constituency, which was held on April 8th. Speaking to media persons at Imphal, MLA K. Meghachandra alleged that in almost all the polling stations of Andhra Kendra, BJP workers resorted to proxy voting and rigging during the election. None of the Congress agents were allowed to sit in the polling stations, and the voting was also performed unethically, he claimed. Speaking about the incident at Nongpok, Kethalmanbi polling station, Meghachandra found that BJP workers and some women folk were walking hand in hand and preventing Congress agents from going inside the polling station during his visit. He alleged that he, along with the Congress candidate and agents, went to complain to the presiding officer, but women BJP workers prevented them from doing so. In Manipur, demanding the state government to pressurize the central government to introduce a bill that grant equal punishment to both men and women involved in cases related to adultery, volunteers of Women Against Crime, WAC, and other CSO students and local populace took out a protest rally at Kangobok, Taubal district today. The protest rally was flagged off by its chairman K.H. Manjor Mangang. Speaking by the sideline of the rally, WAC Secretary Robita Lema said that married men and women involved in adultery should be punished accordingly, as it gives birth to many domestic violence in the state, including death. She added that WAC will submit a PIL to the Supreme Court regarding the matter. In boxing, Shiva Thapa from Assam inched closer to adding a record fourth medal by entering the 60 kg pre-quarterfinals in the Asian Championships in Bangkok today. World Championships bronze medalists Lavlina Borgohain in 69 kg and Deepak in 49 kg also made it to the last 8 stages. Thapa secured a trailing 4-1 win over Korea's Kim Won-ho and is now a couple of wins away from a medal to add to the gold, bronze and silver he won in 2013, 2015 and 2017 editions. Lavlina Borgohain, also of Assam, began her medal quest in an impressive fashion, outpunching Vietnam's Tran Thi Linh 5-0 to advance to the quarterfinals. In IPL cricket, Rajasthan Royals will take on Delhi Capitals at Jaipur this evening. The match will begin at 8 p.m. Delhi is currently third in the 8 points table behind leaders Chennai Super Kings and second-placed Mumbai Indians. Defending champions Chennai, who lost to bottom-placed Royal Challengers Bangalore by just 1 run last night, has 14 points from 10 matches. Mumbai and Delhi have 12 points each from 10 games, but Mumbai is second due to a better net run rate. The number of lepers are decreasing every year as Mizoram has taken consistent measures to eradicate leprosy in the state. Although Mizoram state has taken drastic efforts against leprosy, there are still instances of new lepers found each year. However, state leprosy officials say that the number of lepers are decreasing every year, and since January 2018 till April 2019, only one case of leprosy has been found. The state leprosy officials say that the recently found leper is from Mamit district of Mizoram, and currently the state has 5 lepers under their care. These lepers are treated with all necessary medications for free and are usually treated for about 6 to 12 months. So far, that case related to leprosy has not been reported, and in the past year, 2018, one leper has been cured. Mizoram has recorded a total of 1,517 cases of leprosy so far. Border town Moreh Battalion Assam Rifles celebrated Easter Sunday along with the children of Jehovah Jireh Children Home on the Moreh subdivision on Sunday. Commandant of Assam Rifles Moreh, Colonel Sumit Sood, Town Commander Major R.K. Sharma distributed edible items to the children. Colonel Sumit Sood assured the children to provide the facilities of education if willing to join Assam Rifles or Indian Army, as well as assured to provide sports kits. Meanwhile, battalions of 9 Sector Assam Rifles under the aegis of IGAR South celebrated Easter Sunday with locals at various parts of the Imphal Valley on Sunday. Before we wind up, the bulletin a recap of the headlines. All arrangements in place for the third phase Lok Sabha elections in 116 constituencies tomorrow. Preparation complete for third phase election in 4 constituencies of Assam. Poll officials reaches their respective polling stations. Election Commission of India orders repoll in 3 northeastern states of Manipur, Arunachal and Assam. Security beefed up for polling in East Tripura Lok Sabha seat tomorrow. And in sports, Shiva Thapa of Assam makes winning start in Asian Boxing Championships. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.